I got walking lady walking by taking a video of my mower. Now I've tested a few robot lawnmowers at this point, and the Lymow One Plus is the largest and most powerful so far. Not only does it look completely different than the other mowers I've tested, but believe me, it's a lot more heavy duty. I thought I might not be able to get it out of the box without slipping a disc, but since I've been working out lately, it was no problem. The Lymow comes with all of the components and accessories nicely organized, which I laid out in my shop and then familiarized myself with the startup guide. Like many robot lawnmowers, the Lymow uses real-time kinematic or RTK GPS, which is a high-precision navigation technique that triangulates the signal between the mower, satellites, and an antenna. It's basically a really fancy way of telling the mower where to go, and it's super accurate down to the centimeter. The next feature that sets this mower apart from others is the dual rotary blade, which functions similarly to a traditional lawnmower. Many robot mowers have small razor blades that spin on a disc, but not the Lymow. These are real blades that spin 6,000 revolutions per minute and mulch the clippings for a cleaner looking cut. The battery pack is large and hidden in a reinforced aluminum alloy frame in the bottom side of the back of the mower. It's unplugged for shipping, so that easily reconnects and then slides back into the housing. The charging station needs to be on a level surface, so I set mine up inside my gate and used a little mulch to make it more sturdy. It also comes with some anchors that hold it in place, so I just drove those in with a drill. From here, you have a couple options depending on your power situation. If you only have access to one outlet, you can connect your charger to that outlet and then the antenna to the charger. The mower comes with several extension cords to give you extra placement flexibility, but in my case, I want the charger and antenna to be on opposite sides of the yard, and I have enough outlets, so I'm going to power them separately. The antenna can either sit on top of a trident post that sticks into the ground, or there's another post that you can fasten to your fence or your house. I might end up doing that later, but for this initial setup, I just wanted to get going with whatever would get me mowing the fastest. With the charger and antenna hooked up, I went ahead and downloaded the Lymow app, which walks you through step by step how to connect your system and get your mower up and running. It's so straightforward, it's not even worth me showing you all the steps here. Basically, you create an account with Lymow, enable your Bluetooth, and then connect to your Wi-Fi, and you're off and running. One of my favorite aspects of the Lymow system is the mapping tool. Your phone works as a remote control and you drive the mower around your yard, creating the mow zone. Since the antenna is stationary, it stores this map, so you only have to do it once, even if you lose power or connection. Once you create a zone, the system will use that for all your future mows until you change it. In my backyard, you can see how I have parts of the boundary set up against the fence and other parts that are next to a sidewalk. In the app, you can adjust the offset of your boundary to minimize the amount of trimming you'll have to do when the mower is done. I have one spot in my yard that slopes heavily toward my neighbor, so I backfilled it with some dirt recently. During the mapping process, the Lymow rolled over this area without even the slightest loss of traction, so I'm really interested to see how it handles things during a real mow. It's rated for a 45-degree slope, and while my yard doesn't have anything that steep, I have no problem believing that. After the mapping, I reconnected the mower back to the charging station, and since it came with about a 65% charge, I went ahead and decided to try my first mow now. I was so eager to get going, I didn't even create any no-mow zones or adjust any of the settings like cut depth, striping pattern, or obstacle avoidance sensitivity, or any of the other customizable features. I just used all of the default settings and let it do its thing. Once I told it to start mowing, it takes about a minute to back itself out of the charger and get the blade deck adjusted to the correct height because it's elevated during the mapping and charging sessions. I had to chuckle to myself here because it's like the mower was eager to get to the most treacherous part of the yard, which is under the trampoline. Not only is the grass overgrown, but I recently dumped a few wheelbarrows full of dirt under here. The Lymow plowed under there like it was on a mission, and remember, I didn't set any of this as a no-mow zone, so it was a good test of the obstacle avoidance as well because it had to dodge the poles every few feet. After watching it move around under there for a minute, it was clear that slopes and dirt are not going to be a problem for the Lymow. I've had other robot mowers get stuck under here pretty quickly, but the skid steer design makes this thing pretty much impossible to get stuck. Typically, I let this grass grow out, which looks terrible, or every couple of years I'll crawl under there with a weed whacker and knock it down, but it's a huge pain. I'm thrilled to have a solution that keeps it looking somewhat nice without having to break my back. I'm going to go ahead and speed up the video here so you can see it cut the rest of the lawn. Most robot mowers come with a 7 to 10 inch cutting width, so you can take a while to cut the entire lawn. The Lymow has a wider cutting width at 16 inches, and it moves from 1 to 3.3 feet per second, so it can cut a quarter of an acre in about an hour. You can see how nice and clean of a cut it leaves, and that's because of the cyclone airflow cutting system that pulls the grass blades up for better consistency across grass types. In my case, I have both fescue and Bermuda, along with some weeds, which it also has no problem cutting down. I've always preferred mulching over bagging my clippings, and the Lymow does that really well with the right side discharge port. It knocked out my entire backyard in no time, and you can see how straight and accurate of a cut it leaves. I got a really good feel for the obstacle avoidance watching it maneuver under the trampoline, but I decided to toss a ball in its path just to give it another test. The Lymow has cameras and sensors that help it avoid running over things, so I feel completely safe using our backyard while the mower is running. I might not go sticking my hand under the blade deck, but I don't have any concerns about letting kids or animals in the yard during a mow. This is about 90 minutes after I open the box, and that includes a small break to help my wife with something, so it really does come just about ready, especially if you know where you want to put the charger and antenna. And with that, the backyard is done and I'm ready to try out a few more features. I wanted to add another zone or two to the map, and to do that, you just drive the mower to the next zone and then map that boundary like before. Then you use the channel feature of the map to tell the mower exactly what path you want it to follow between zones. This is just really cool to me because now you can really sit back and let the mower do all of the work going between zones along the path that you created. This is way beyond my needs, but the Lymow can actually take on up to 80 zones. Designating no-mow zones works in much the same way in that you just mark the areas that you don't want the mower to go. I did this for a couple of the larger trees in our front yard, and I thought about doing it for the sidewalks as well, but decided to leave them because it would be more disruptive to the mowing path. You can also see here how the mower's lights automatically turn on with it getting dark out, which is a good time to mention that it does work both at night and the system is sealed to IPX6 standards, so you can mow in the rain as well. When the mower completes the zones or runs low on battery, it just returns itself to the charger along the path that you set earlier. It's been about a week since I first set the Lymow up, and I love that I can cut the grass on a weekday by just opening the gate after work, clicking Mow Now in the app, and letting the mower do its job. Robot vacuums have been around for a while now, and most cities have a fleet of Waymows or Cybercabs are coming soon. But we haven't seen a lot of robot mowers yet. Based on my experience with the Lymow One Plus, I don't think we're very far off. I've had all sorts of discussions with my neighbors because people are genuinely intrigued. They want to know about the cost, how fast it is, recharging capabilities, and how they can get one for themselves. Thankfully, there are several anti-theft features on the Lymow, like a PIN code and geofencing alarm, so I don't need to worry about one of them stealing it. I have no doubt that we'll be seeing more of these in my neighborhood soon. I'm going to be posting a follow-up to this video in about a month or so to let you all know what else I think about the Lymow One Plus. There are a lot more features that I haven't even touched on here, so be sure to subscribe to get that update. I'll put a link to this machine in the description below, so be sure to check out Lymow if you're in the market for a big-time robot mower.